Hello everybody, that's Adrian from AGW Music. In today's topic tutorial I will teach you or learn you how to use perfect looping in your Tascam device. As you know, the Tascam don't have a measures timeline. So I discovered how to do it, how to make it properly. This is the device I'm talking about, like on this picture, is DP006. I hope you see it now. And or DP008AX or other Tascam device, which use different time code, I would say. I don't have this unit, and I probably won't have it because I already bought a Zoom X6, but I was thinking how to make a looping with its no measures. So if you are if you got a DR008 AX Tascam or DP006, that's the video for you, or on any other Tascam device. If it's not, then it's not for you, but you can always also watch. So okay, so let's do some little bit theory. I don't want to do a lot of theory because it's another topic. As you know, the recorder got like a timeline. So maybe I use a different color because actually the blue one will look better. So that's our timeline, and this timeline could be cut in different portions of a time. So we've got normal time, like minutes, seconds and hours, different time selections. And in music, usually we're using bits, BPM. It's bits per minute. So usually it's 4 bits and the measure. So usually music is writing in scores. Used to be writing scores. Nowadays there are just buttons. But anyway, and it was like a time selection: 3/4, 4 quarters, and such. And it's BPM. So how many these quarters will count into a minute? So usually ballads will be like 60, 70 BPM. 100 it's like you call today synth pop. Yeah, that's the perfect modern talking and stuff. 110 and all the songs, and from 120 we've got like dance music and such, and up to 150 BPM. But that's BPM. And in a Tascam, you don't have a BPM. You've just the code called SMTPE. There, let me just check it out. What was it exactly? SMTPE. That's your time code. I mean, that's your measure. So you don't have the measures, but you've got like a timeline. Yes, and then you've got 1 minute, 1 0 0 0 0, and 2 0 0 0 0, 2 minutes. What is this SMTPE? SMTPE, it's called. It's for it's time coded video. So it is like it's like hour, minute, second, and frame. So that's your time code in a Tascam. It's nothing connected with a measure, but I will explain you how to transfer this code into a measures and such. So let's get into it. Let's find out what you actually have in your device. I mean, what you see on the display. So you can see probably 00 hours. Let's say 03 minutes, for example, 14 seconds, and 28. And what is it, this 28? It's not the 1 second divided. It's not connected with a second at all, this value. It's very, very strange, because it's 1 second have 30 frames per second. It's it's connected with television format. In United States was a Tascam, so it's like a 60 hertz was, or it's now in power. So this changes over the second is 60 times the plus and minus in a voltage. So it for avoiding the blinking of the screen, it's been counted like 16. So one frame have been divided into 30. And in Europe we've got 50 hertz in current. So it's 50 hertz per second. So in Europe it's like 25 frames per second. It's connected with video, but anyway, I don't want to go deeper in this because it's another topic. If you want, you can learn yourself or find yourself in Wikipedia what is this SMTPE code, SMTPE code, and what it's for. But for our knowledge, we need to know that this 30 second is for 30 frames is for one second. Right, so what we're gonna do with this? If we know how one frame is acting, so let's say we've got another timeline. That's our timeline again. And say we have a loop here. That's our record here. Let's say it's I don't know, piece of music. Here is 0 and here is 0. For example, I don't know, let's say this recording have like say 0 hour 0 minute. Let's say here is 5 second 00 frames, and this start, for example. That's just an example. It's up to you how to record. When you push the buttons record and it starts recording, then it's starting from that amount of time. So let's say our record starts at 00 hours 00 minutes 4 seconds, so it will be 04, and let's say 25 frames, and its end, that's our starting point, and that's our end point. 00 hours 00 minutes. Here is 5 seconds, so maybe let's make it that it's 7 here, and that will be more clear. 0 6 seconds and let's say 0.3. Yeah. So it's example. So you need to count how many frames is between this in and out. How many frames this record took. So from 4 seconds to into 6 seconds, it's like 2 seconds. Yes, 2 seconds, and 25 frames plus 3, it's 28 frames. 28 frames. And yes, and 0, 0, and 0, 0 hours. So that means if we move this part back to 0, let's say we moved it here into another timeline, so for 0, our record starting from 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 will be, if we want to move this record from exact 0, will be here 0, 0, 0, 0, 2, 28. Yeah, that's example. We don't know about the BPM. I'm not talking about the BPM yet. I'm going into it in a second. But wait a minute. We need to learn how to count it, how to count the frames. And if I want to double this record, where it should end, because in a Tascam you can say I want to double it many times, but I can also set an in point and out point. So my out point will be here, and also it will be my in point. And then it goes. So the question is where the next loop will finish. Yeah? It will be here, somewhere here, but where exactly? If we go to Cakewalk, free software by BandLab, you can download it, it's very good though, anyway. You can set in any project the beat per minute, whatever you like. In this example, I will say 100, so 100 BPM. And we can see that one measure of the material recorded is, let's write it down in our next timeline, 100 BPM, let's say 100 beat per minute. One measure of our music will contain 2 seconds and 12 frames. And next measure of our music will be, let's say I need to put exactly, yes, 301. It will be 4 minutes and 24 seconds. Yes, that's easy, because it's no hard mathematics. And here, next measure will be 7 seconds and 6 frames. And if you normally think this amount, if we normally count it, we will have it like a 2, 4, that will be 6, and it's 12, 14, 24, and of course it will be 66. Very funny, yeah? 66. Actually 24 plus 12 will be, no, plus 12, so it will be 36, sorry, it will be 36. That's normal counting, yes, mathematic, but why is not 36 but it's 706? That's the question. I'm gonna explain you how. Because 1 second is 30 frames, so here, not here, between 200 and 300 you don't have 60 parts of the seconds as a normal time code, because you've got 30 frames. Yeah, so the last frame here will be 229 and next frame here will be 300. Then if we continue this, the 400 time signature, so the last frame here will be 329, yes, and this frame will be 400. There won't be any 636 because this is here, it's like 529 and here is 606. And here is 6. Actually, I'm writing 629, and here is 706. Right, so it's like a little bit wild calculations, but let me explain you how you can count it. So if we are working in 100 BPM, say I want to add, let's say I've got one measure, I know how my one measure will take. If I have 4 measures loops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, we need to count it 2 minutes and 12 frames time 4. Yeah, that's what we need to do. Let's count it. 2 times 4, it will give us 8 minutes, 8 seconds. But how many frames? 12 frames. 12 frames times 4, it will have 48 frames. 48 frames, but I can't write it because it won't be proper. So how many frames is it? 48 frames. Is 1 second, 48 frames is 1 second minus 30 and 18 frames. So my 4 bars loop will stop at 8 second plus this one, so 9 second and 18 frames. So let's jump into the DAW and check it out. Where is my 4 bars loops end? My 4 bars loop end on 50100. Yes, let's have a look. 100 BPM, so that's my 4 bars loop, 918. Okay, that's part 1 ended. If you want, you can grab some coffee. If you don't like, you can continue. But I will continue because it's been like a counting. Okay, So what we're gonna do, how we're gonna do this in practical way, if we know what is the SMPTE code and how we're gonna use it in our Tascam. Let's jump into the Audacity here, which I have a program, and looks like exactly this. And here is what you see in your Tascam. So you won't see any waveforms or any graphical printed waveforms. You've got only the time code with 30 frames. As we know, in our example, it's 100 BPM, so one measure is 2 minutes and 12 frames. Second measure, two measures is 4 seconds and 24 frames, and so on and so on. 3, 4, 5, 6, I just clear a little bit here this paper so you will have a clear view on the frame. So on our board, let's load a loop. I load a recent loop in here, which is a drum loop in 100 BPM. It's called BS 100 Jive Part 11 from Loop Masters from Akai. You can find the loops, you can find anywhere in the internet. You can just Google free loops or whatever. You will find plenty on different BPM, depends on you. In our example, we work in 100 BPM. You can do it in 120, you can do it 90, as I mentioned before. Okay, let's listen how it sounds. It's jazzy jive 100 BPM loop. Okay, and as you can see here in the program and in graphical explanation, it's 2-bar loop, so it will end, like you will see on the piece on our board, 4 seconds and 24 frames. The question will be, if we double this loop, where we end? Of course we will end 9 seconds and 80 frames, not 8 seconds and 30. That will be 58 actually, yes. If we will have a second time code, like normal code, yeah, which is, but don't look at this, it's wrong, because we're counting the frames, yes. We're counting the frames, so our loop will be in the 4th bar, will end at 9 seconds and 80 frames, and if we one more double it, it will end in 14 seconds and 12 frames. Let's have a look how we're gonna do this in your system, because you only have this, as I mentioned. So we need to copy this in your Tascam. We copy from 0, 0, 0 till 4 seconds 24 frames, because it's 2 bars loop. If it's 1 bar loop, we will put 2 minutes and 12 frames. That's easy, yes. So 4 seconds and 24 frames we copy, yes. Ctrl C, or I found it, edit, copy, and then our start selection will be the same, yes. 4 seconds and 24 frames, because we will do continuous loop. And our end, well, let's have a look if our computer pastes. Yes, our computer is just, we don't have to put out of selection, we just need to put the start where I want to copy. It's the same in your Tascam. we will have on the counter 4 seconds 24. Yes, 04 and 00. That will you have on your counter. Then your loop will finish in 00, 09 and 18 frames here, like in the computer. If I jump in the end of the graphical display of my waveform here, it is exactly 9 seconds and 18 frames, as we can see here. If I do it one more time from here, 9 seconds and 18 frames, once again I put my timeline here and I do Ctrl V for paste. So my waveform end where? That's the question. It should end at 14 seconds and 12 frames. Let's have a look. Actually 14 seconds and 12 frames, because it's continuous loop of 4 seconds and 24 frames. And so you can do in 90 BPM if you like, you can do on 70 BPM or 120. It's up to you. It's up to you how you're gonna work. But the knowledge of this SMPTE code, it's important, because sometimes you would like to mess around with this. But let's have a look. Let's do another example quick. Let's do another example quick. Let's say I want to start with 1 second 00, because I want to have 1 second like a running in time. Yes, so let's count it where our loop will end. So if our loop is for 24 frames, so I need to add it 100 frame. So 1 second 00 frame I need to add 4 seconds and 24 frames. So my loop will end 5 seconds and 24 frames. That will be the first time. And if I add it again, plus, let's say plus 424, so it will be, let's say 9. And look the trick now. If I counted 5 plus 4, it will have a 9, but I just write it like a little bit, because if we count it 24 and 24, it's 48 frames, but we've got only 30. So minus 30 frames, it's 18. It's 18. So it's 1. So it's 1 more. So it's 10 frames and 10 seconds and 80 frames. This is our 2 times loop will finish. Yes, 10, 18. Let's jump into the program and see if it's correct. Okay, so let's come back to Audacity and let's see a new file. New file, but I need to edit, and I need this bass loop. Copy, Control, paste. Yes, but my loop is starting from 1. So I copy this. I think it's easy here. No, it's not easy. It's not that easy copying this Audacity. I don't know. I need to select. So I select 424, and I want to copy this into cut it, and from selection 1 second and 000 frames, I want to paste it. Yes, so look at this. 1 second running time plus 424 my loop, so we should end at 524. Let's have a look. 524, that's my end of the first loop, and let's loop it again. Control, well, then in your Tascam you need to just put it here. Yes, I mean you need to copy selection from 1 second 00 frames till 5 seconds 24 frames, and then we need to paste it in your Tascam from 5, I put it here, 5 24 frames. Bang, look at this, and it's a perfect looping time starting from 1 second. Let's listen to this, and again. Yeah, that's perfect loop of 100 BPM, and when it ends, let's see if we counted correctly, it's 10 seconds and 80 frames in the program here, so it's like it here, it's good counting, 10 seconds and 18 frames. So you can do with this code whatever you like, you can use it whatever you like, but bear in mind that 1 second it's 13 frames, and you need to just recalculate this if you want to just grab it and move it your samples or your recordings, and then everything is in a bar. Well, actually I was thinking also, if I would ever use a Tascam machine and record this, I would first probably record perfect metronome, like 110 or 120, depends how fast my song is going, and then I would record it into the click, because it's easier after, if you have a click, to move these blocks around your composition. So you can do entire song into this small device like this card. You can do entire composition. You don't have to use a computer, because you already know how to use your SMTPE code, not connected with the frames. Okay guys, hope you enjoyed this. It's been a little bit long. I think you learned something. I was thinking much about it. I didn't get the Tascam device, but I was find already solution, and I'm not gonna use it anyway, but you may be gonna use it, so I want to share it to the community of YouTube. So do whatever you like with this. I hope you find it useful, and be creative, because only you need to manipulate the things, and it comes out good and new ideas. Yeah. Take care, bye.